I was born in Dayton, Ohio. A couple years later, my dad joined the Navy. That took me all over the world. Ultimately settled down in the DC area for high school. I was fortunate to spend several years there in one spot kind of as I graduated, went off to college. Did my undergraduate work at Ohio University and received a Bachelor of Business Administration, focusing in business economics. And from there, I went on to law school at the Ohio State University. So I'm married. My wife is Kelsey. We've got two little boys now, one and three. So they keep us busy for sure. I would say my first interest in the law was pretty organic. It's not something that I really had a master plan for. It just kind of evolved when I was in undergraduate. In college at Ohio University, I think maybe my second year, I took a business law course and it just kind of sparked an interest. And so I explored it, joined an organization there. That was, for aspiring law students, and so kind of got involved in that community, and just the interest and desire to go to law school grew from there. The one catch was that I had an ROTC scholarship through the Army, and so I owed the Army 4 years of active duty service after graduation, and so there was no guarantee that I could actually go to law school. I had to apply and be selected for a very small amount of spots that they had set aside. And so I was able to defer my active duty commitment until I went to law school first. And then after I graduated from law school, went active duty in the Army after that. I've had the opportunity to practice in a variety of areas of the law over time. It's again, been an evolution. And so starting out early on in the Army, in the Army JAG Corps, they like to put people in kind of the military equivalent of a legal aid office. And so it's called legal assistance. And so I was stationed at Fort Hood. And so when I arrived, I was assigned to the 1st Cavalry Division. And we were kind of essentially ramping up for about every 2-month period, a new brigade would take off and deploy to Baghdad. And then another one would rotate back. And so we were essentially just all day, every day, helping people with family issues, landlord-tenant issues, you name it. If they needed help, then we would do our best to make that happen, given that all of the soldiers and family sacrifices that they were making. A few months after I got to Fort Hood, 1st Cavalry Division, my unit specifically deployed. And so I was made a prosecutor, and so I was the prosecutor for the 1st Cavalry Division in Baghdad, 2009 time frame. And so I tried my first jury trial in Baghdad. Once I returned back for a 12-month deployment as the prosecutor, I switched over to doing defense work. And so instead of being the prosecutor, at that point I'm representing soldiers accused of various crimes. And at the end of my Army commitment, I chose the Carlson law firm to work out in the private sector. Part of what sets the Carlson law firm apart is that we have set the firm up in such a way where it's decentralized. We want to be close to the people that we work for. And so I've now run our South Austin office for several years. And so I know it inside and out. I know all the roads and a lot of the businesses, and so it's something that I'm familiar with. And so most of our clients, and my personal clients, are coming from that area. And we can communicate as neighbors, not as someone who really doesn't know where you come from and what you're all about. I'm able to personally relate to circumstances and clients who are going through a lot, not only to themselves, but their families. It takes a heavy toll on spouses, on kids, on just the family unit as a whole. It's not just the individual. A few years ago, I was hit head on by a driver on meth, and totally changed my life and the life of my family. I spent nearly a month in the hospital, 12 fractures, and it took me about 12 to 18 months to walk on my own again, unassisted. So when I'm meeting with clients, I'm talking through their injuries, I've been there, I can meet them at that place in life and try to lead them out to the other side. My personal philosophy when working with clients is just to be upfront, that there's no sense in painting an artificially rosy picture of a situation if that's not the true facts. My job is to fully inform you of the circumstances, both positive and negative, and collectively work through and develop a shared vision of how your case is going to go. I believe that's truly my job.